let us see how we can use call by reference using the reference variable. So in this method also, the actual argument is being passed to the function replacing your formal argument. So if you do some changes to the formal argument, your actual argument also changes. For example, in this particular program, the main function is calling the print function, and the print function is passing a variable b. B value is equal to 7. Now when I am passing this variable b, I am storing this variable b in a reference variable, or I can say the formal argument over here is a reference variable which will hold or which will point to the actual variable b. Okay, it is same like writing int ampersand a is equal to b. That means this reference variable a is pointing to b. That means a and b are one and the same. A is the alias name for b. If I change the value of a, b value also changes, right? So if I print the value of a here, it will print the value of b, that is 7. Okay, so also let me show you with the help of an example. Let's use the same function swap. Now here, instead of passing the address, let me pass the actual variable a and b. In the function definition, what I am going to do is, instead of declaring a pointer which holds the address, let me declare a reference variable c and a reference variable d. Okay. Now c and a are one and the same. D and b are one and the same. Okay. And slight changes to be done here. So here I say t is equal to c, c is equal to d, because these are not pointer variables now, they are reference variables. D is equal to t. Okay, and let me not change the value of t because I want to swap the value of c and d. Okay, so now I have removed the dereferencing operator. Okay, now what would be the value of c and d? The value of c and d would be 6 and 5 respectively, right? After interchanging, the value of c and d would be 6 and 5 respectively. After executing this swap function, I come back to my main program, right? So once I come back to the main program, I am printing the value of a and b. What would be the value of a? The value of a is equal to value of c, because c and a are one and the same. So what is the value of c? The value of c is 6 after swapping. So value of a is also equal to 6. What is the value of b? The value of b is equal to d. What's the value of d? 5. So the value of b also changes to 5. So once you execute this swap function and come back to the main program, you see that the actual values of this actual argument also changes. So this is how your call by reference using the reference variable works. Let us now go to the next topic, that is recursion. So what is this recursion? If a function calls itself, then that concept is called recursion, and that function is called recursive function. A function calling itself is called recursive function. Okay, so we'll take one example of factorial function, wherein I try to find a factorial of a number using the concept of recursion or using a recursive function. So let me write a recursive function just to show you how it works. Okay, I want to find factorial of a number. So let me call the function fact, and this function is calculating the factorial of a number n. So let me declare that variable n, int n is equal to 5. What is the factorial of this number 5? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is 120, right? 5 4s are 20, 23s are 60, 60, 2s are 120, right? So I want this answer, but I want to use the concept of recursion. That means I have to call this fact function within the definition of the fact function. So let me also declare the fact function. How to declare it? Fact, and what are the parameters here? There is one parameter of type integer. So I declare a variable p which is of type integer. Okay, now someone might ask me, can I declare the same variable n here? Yes, I can declare the same variable n. This n which is declared in the main function is local to this function main, and this n which you have declared in the fact function is local to the fact function. So both are not same. This n is different, that n is different. That's because I am also using call by value here, right? Okay. So now I need to call this fact function within the fact function. Okay, how can I do it? I'll make a check here. If value of n is equal to 1, okay, then I need to return 1 because factorial of 1 is 1. So I say return 1. The moment I say return 1, that means this function is returning something. What is it returning? It is returning an integer value. That means this function will have a return type. What should be the return type? The data type of this return value 1 is int. So I say the return type of this fact function is int. Else if the number, if it is other than 1, that is if it is 5 or 4 or 3 or 2, how will you find the factorial of that number? The factorial of that number n will be equal to n into factorial of n minus 1, right? Suppose I want to find factorial of 5. I will write it is equal to 5 into factorial of 4, right? Similarly, here I will also return, I am finding the factorial of a number n. So I will write here n into factorial of n minus 1. Okay. So what is this fact? It's a function call, right? Which function am I calling? I am calling the same function. I am calling itself, right? So this function fact is calling function fact, right? It is calling itself, right? And each line should be terminated with the semicolon. Okay. So if the number is other than 1, it goes to the else part and returns n into factorial n minus 1, 5 into factorial of 4. So that means I am calling factorial of 4. So once I call factorial of 4, n value will then become 4. Is it equal to 1? No. So it goes to the else part and it returns n into factorial of n minus 1, that is 4 into factorial of 3. So again I am calling factorial function, right? So n value will now become 3, right? I am calling this factorial function. N value is 3. Is it equal to 1? No. So what do you return? Return 3 into factorial of 2. Right? So now n value is 2. Right? Is it equal to 1? No. So it goes to the else part, and what does it return? It returns 2 into factorial of 1. Right? So now the n value is 1. So when n value is 1, you return 1. Right? So you are multiplying 5 with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1. So that you finally get the result 120. So finally, what is being returned by this function? This function will return me 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is 120. So that 120 will be returned back to the main function. So what I can do is, I can directly print the answer by using the cout object. Right? So whatever is returned by this function is printed on the screen. This function is returning me some value. So that value is being printed on the screen. So if you see how this function works is, initially I call, imagine I am calculating the factorial of number 4. So how will I calculate factorial of number 4? I'll definitely multiply, I'll check whether this value 4 is equal to 1. It's not equal to 1. So it goes to the else part and then returns 4 into factorial of 3. So when you call factorial of 3 function, you do check this n value. N value is 3. Is it equal to 1? No. So it goes to the else part and it returns 3 into factorial of 2. Okay. If you see here, 4 is multiplied with factorial of 3. So what is factorial of 3? Factorial of 3 is 3 into factorial of 2. That means 4 is multiplied with 3 into factorial of 2. 4 into 3 is 12. 12 into factorial of 2. So what is factorial of 2? So I execute the fact function again. So n value is 2. Is it equal to 1? No. Go to the else part. So what should I return? I should return 2 into factorial of 1. Right? So 2 into factorial of 1. So when I call factorial of 1 function, I see that n value is equal to 1. Right? So when n value is 1, I return 1. So fact of 1 function is returning 1 to the calling function. Which is the calling function? Fact of 2. Fact of 2 is receiving 1 from fact of 1. So this fact of 1 function is changed to or replaced with 1. So 2 into 1 is 2, right? So I multiply 2 with 1, I get 2. So this 2 is returned to the calling function. Who is the calling function here? Fact of 3. So I return 2 to the fact of 3 function. So what is multiplied over here? 3 into 2. Right? Because fact of 2 has returned me 2. So 3 into 2 is 6. Correct? So fact of 3 is now returning 6 to the calling function. Who is the calling function here? Fact of 4. Right? So this 6 is multiplied with 4. Right? This 6 is multiplied with 4 to get you the answer 24. Okay, this is how a recursive function works, a function that calls itself. Okay, and always remember, when you call a function, the local variables which are being used in the function are always stored in a memory location called stack.